A self-described gaffe machine. That's no excuse, of course, for a president making false or misleading statements.
Joe Concha, author of Come On Man and Fox News contributor, joins us now. Joe, one of the comments that the Washington Post was referring to is the fact that the president keeps on saying that gas prices are down from $5 when he took office, which is not true.
They've dropped faster than at any moment in history. Again, it's like me losing 50 pounds, losing six back, and saying, I've lost so much weight. I'm still way, way overweight. I love this bottomless Pinocchio thing, by the way. You know?
Right. Does that surprise you?
Well, it sounds like an adult film my old roommate Sal used to watch in Hoboken. You know? Oh, you're watching Bottomless Pinocchio again?
Oh, no.
We expect that from Jimmy, not you, Joe.
Yeah, good point. Look, this president provides ample material to fact check on a daily basis. He has since he took office. Remember when he keeps saying that the border is secure? No, it's not. When he keeps saying that we're at zero inflation? No, it's not. When he keeps saying that Republicans are trying to suppress the vote, even today? No, they're not. And that's the thing. You go back to Joe Biden's inauguration, and the common theme, I went back and looked last night, is that Joe Biden would bring the country back to a place of normalcy through truth and transparency. And now we see that he's not truthful. He never has been his whole adult life after, doing a lot of research for the book. But now he's also seen as incompetent and too old for the job. And when you have a president like this that has no coattails going into a midterm, that's why so many people are saying this is going to be a bad night for Democrats.
Washington Post also responding to the fact that he flew 17,000 miles with Xi Jinping. He most definitely did not. And that Joe Biden, was responsible for Social Security increasing. No, Joe, that was indexed to inflation. You had nothing to do with it. Meantime, there's this. President Biden seems to be avoiding the post-midterm traditional press conference. Watch this interaction between our own Jackie Heinrich and KJP.
Why the day before the midterms won't the White House commit to holding that traditional post-midterms press conference the day after the election?
I've been very clear. You're going to hear from the president. He always enjoys taking your questions. So, I'm sure he'll take your questions as well. I'm just not going to get ahead of it.
But here's the White House Correspondents Association. They're not happy with this. In sum, this is a long quote. I'm basically going to say there's a precedent here. The White House has thus far failed to commit to the traditional post-midterm press conference, and they're not happy about it. What's your take, Joe? Is that a tip-off that he's not running for re-election?
It's a very big tip-off. If they suffer the tsunami that some people think they will tonight, lose the House, lose the Senate, then where does the Joe Biden presidency go from here? He won't be able to do anything that he'd like to do in terms of big spending items. Here's the numbers to share of the day. Joe Biden has had 3 solo press conferences this year. Donald Trump in his final year had 35. So that's, I think, 12 times as many or close to that. Pretty good at math. The point is that this president does not take questions because he has no good answers on inflation, crime, the border, education, et cetera.
That's right.
Et cetera.
And we didn't see him at any of those rallies until over the weekend. And when we aired some, it was a unique setting to see him in because it's so rare to see him in front of all those people. It's not something that the White House had him do. Joe, thank you so much for joining us in studio on this big day.
It's going to be a slow day.
I know. What are we going to talk about throughout the day?
You can nap on my couch if you need to.
Thank you.
All right. So